I'm going to take you through a 30-minute yoga class designed if you've maybe not got enough time for a full hour of practice but still want to fit a little bit of time of yoga into your day. It's going to work the glutes and the legs, so be prepared, but I hope you enjoy. I'm going to begin lying on the mat, starting in Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet are together. Place the hands to the inside of the thighs. And allow your eyelids to close over. And just taking a couple of breaths here. Allowing the hips to open. Stretching through the inner thighs. Just allowing the weight of gravity to take your knees down towards the mat. Just one more breath in here. And then a breath out. And gently open your eyes, bring the knees together. We're going to come into Setvindasana, this bridge pose, so place the feet hip distance apart. Place the hands either side of the hips, keeping the heels quite close in towards the glutes. As you breathe in, press into the hands and feet and rise the hips up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out slowly, lower the back down towards the mat. Rolling through the spine, taking one big deep breath in. Bringing those hips higher the second time if you can. And then breathing out to slowly bring the back down towards the mat. Next time as you breathe in, try keeping your hips up here. Keeping the thighs parallel. Inner thighs engaged, glutes engaged. And if you can, even peel the toes off. Digging the heels in towards the mat. Engaging more through the thighs. And gently draw the toes back down and vertebrae by vertebrae. Allow the back to come down onto the mat. Tailbone lifts. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Take the hands to the backs of the thighs. And you're just going to begin rolling through the spine. Coming up onto the sit bones each time. Activating through the core, making sure you're arching through the back to create that space to roll. And then on your next breath in, come to balance on the sit bones. So coming into the first stage of Navasana here. Connecting those core muscles, drawing the navel in towards the spine. Still keeping the hands on the thighs. Reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Cross your feet onto the mat, take the hands down onto the mat. And take the feet behind and come into a plank pose. From plank, we're going to come into a one-legged plank. So as you breathe in, rise the right foot off the mat. Really connecting your thigh. Drawing the heel away, trying to flex the foot so your foot has an ending there. Now press into the hands, elevate the right foot up towards the ceiling, coming into three-legged downward dog. Trying to sink your left heel down towards the mat. Pull up into the thigh of the left leg. Sending the right leg a little bit higher if you can. Now bring the knee in towards the chest, shoulders above the wrist, arching through the back. As you breathe in, lengthen the right foot back up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, knee comes in towards the chest, the back arches. And then lift that foot back up towards the ceiling. Draw the knee back in towards the chest. This time we're placing the foot all the way through between the hands, coming into a runner's lunge position. Crown of the head is extending forward, the back thigh is engaged. Now press into the left hand, send the right hand up. Open through the chest. As you exhale, release the hand to the inside of the foot. Drop the back foot down onto the mat, coming into a Tita Parsvakonasana. So we're swiveling through the shoulder of the left arm and taking the fingertips all the way forwards. Connecting the shoulder of the right arm to the right knee, making sure the feet are about a leg distance apart. And the left heel is slightly further out than the toes, keeping the top arm nice and strong. Now we're going to press into the feet and come all the way up into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, gazing towards the right hands and finding your strength in this posture. Still keeping the front knee to a 90-degree angle and really activating through the inner thigh to draw the knee out to the sides. Now as you inhale, you're going to lift the right heel off the mat, starting to find more strength in the legs. As you exhale, release the heel down, and then as you breathe in, take arms overhead, straighten the leg and reach the hands up. As you exhale, bend back down into the front knee, gazing towards the right hands. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, bend into the knee, gazing towards the hands. And then inhale, lifting up. As you exhale, bend down. Inhaling, so flowing with your breath. Exhaling one more time, sinking down into that knee. Inhaling, reaching up. This time as you exhale, take the hands to heart center, swiveling your feet so that they're 10 to 2 and coming into Goddess pose. So when we're in Goddess pose here, we're peeling those knees open, working through the inner thighs, tucking the tailbone down and lifting through the chest. Now as you inhale, try coming onto the balls of the feet. Still breathing. Now as you inhale, keep off the heels and straighten the legs. Exhale, sink down. Release those heels down onto the mat. Coming into Skandasana, so beginning to bend into the right knee and send the sit bones down towards the mat, taking the elbow to the inside of the thigh. Inhaling, using your core to come back to the center. And then exhale to bend into the left knee, send your hips down towards the mat. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to sink down. Now we're cartwheeling the hands either side of the front foot, picking up the back heel, all 10 toes facing towards the front of the mat. Pressing into the hands, reaching the right foot all the way up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, place that foot down onto the mat. As you breathe in, left foot comes up towards the ceiling now. Now knee comes towards the left elbow. Shoulders directly above the wrist. Now take the knee towards the left wrist. Then the knee towards the right wrist. Knee scoots up towards the right elbow and into the center. Place the foot gently through between the hands. Drop the back foot down onto the mat, making sure those heels are in line. Then press into the feet, coming all the way up into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So we're trying to square off these hips, sending the left hip back, the right hip forward. The torso is nice and long. Chest is open. Palms spinning in to face each other. Gazing forward. Trying to press into the knife edge of the right foot. And then as you breathe out, you're going to take the hands behind the back, clasping the hands and open through the chest. As you breathe out, take the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee, take arms overhead. So coming into Humble Warrior here. Now our hips have a tendency to kind of face towards the longer end of the mat, but we want to send the left hip back and the right hip forward. So they're facing towards the front of the mat. And allow the head to drop down towards the mat, and as you do, the arms come further overhead. Back leg stays nice and strong. Now you're going to release the hands, keep them shoulder width apart, palms facing inwards. Pick up the back heel so that you're facing towards the front of the mat, and lift the torso so it's hovering here, coming into vulture. So really strong posture in the legs here, especially in this front leg. So we want to make sure that we're connecting to the earth and that we're still breathing. Now if you can, you might be able to peel that front heel off the mat. Wobbling is okay, just as long as you're breathing and still focusing. And then taking one deep breath in, swooping into a Highland, Still keeping that front heel off the mat if you can. And then as you exhale, release that heel down towards the mat. Now take the hands to in front of the chest, bringing the palms together. Going to shift all the way into the left foot and take the right thigh so that it's in line with the hip. Try not to touch the mat with the foot. So taking a moment here, connecting to the earth, growing nice and tall, engaging your core. Begin to extend the right foot back, coming into Virabhadrasana 3, but keeping those palms together. Back leg is nice and strong, pulling up into the thigh. As you exhale, you're going to bend slightly into the left knee. Inhale, straightening the leg. Exhale, bend into the knee. Inhale, straighten. One more time, exhale. And inhale. Now release the hands down onto the mat, coming into a standing split. So rise the right foot up, all the way up. Continuing to lift that foot higher. Trying to keep your hips square with the mat. Now as you exhale, you're going to take the right knee to the left ankle, bending into that left knee. As you breathe in, lift the foot up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, knee comes towards the ankle. Inhale, lift the foot up. Exhale, lower that knee down. Inhale, one more time, coming into your standing split. And then just very slowly release the right foot to meet the left. Come into a forward fold, keeping your feet hip distance apart in this forward fold. And just releasing the torso down towards the mat. Taking one exhale, even just taking a big exhale out through the mouth. And then as you inhale, slowly come up to standing. Keeping the palms so they're facing inwards, you're going to bend into the knees like you're coming into Utkatasana chair. The thighs stay parallel. Connecting down into the feet. Now peel the heels off the mat. So again, we're working deeply into the strength in the legs. Ardha Utkatasana, torso becomes parallel with the mat. Reaching the fingertips forward, still peeling those heels off the mat. Inhaling back into your Utkatasana. Release the heels down straight and the legs, hands come either side of the feet. Step back into plank. We're going to do 3 Chaturanga press ups. So either drop down onto your knees or keep the legs straight. Exhale, lowering halfway. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale. And inhale, being really strong in your breath. One more exhale. And inhale. Now one-legged plank. This time lifting the left leg up. Strengthening through that leg, strengthening through the glutes and the core. And then pressing into your hands, extend the left foot all the way up. Sending that leg up as high as it will go. Sinking the right heel down towards the mat. Draw the knee in towards the chest. Inhale, lift the foot up. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale, knee in towards the chest. Foot comes through between the hands. Now we're going to press into the right hand. Send the left hand up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, release the hand to the inside of the foot. Drop down onto the back foot. Circle through the shoulder so you're reaching the fingertips towards the front of the mat. Really trying to draw the underside of the ribcage round. Trying to draw the top side back. Connecting down into the mat. Heels making sure one straight line to another. Press into the feet, coming all the way up into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. And just taking a moment to find your focus here. Taking a moment to ground into the foundation. 90-degree angle in the front knee, still activating through the back leg. Take the heel off the mat. And then continuing to breathe. Pressing into the knife edge of the right foot. Lowering the foot down now. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale. And exhale. So every time you exhale, you're still creating the bend in the front knee. Every time you inhale, you're lengthening. Exhale, sinking down. Inhale, lift up. Exhaling. And inhale. Exhale one more time, arms to shoulder height. Inhale, arms overhead. Now swiveling on the feet. 10 to 2 and sinking down into that goddess pose. Peeling those knees out to either side. Tucking the tailbone down, lifting out through the chest. Coming up onto those heels, the balls of the feet again if you can. Remembering if the legs shake, that's absolutely fine. Trying to straighten those legs now. Exhale, sink down, heels still off the mat. Lower your heels down. Now sink down towards that back knee. Taking the elbow to the inside of the knee as we come into Skandasana. Inhale to come to the center. Exhaling over to the other side. And then cartwheeling the hands either side of that foot, swiveling on the ball of the back foot. Pressing into your hands, sending the left foot all the way up. And release that foot down onto the mat. From here, the right foot comes up. And then as you exhale, take the knee towards the right elbow. Shoulders above the wrist. The knee towards the right wrist. The left wrist. The left elbow. The center. Foot places through between the hands, drop the back foot down. Just checking your posture for a moment, making sure the heels are in line. Making sure this back leg is nice and strong. Press into the feet, rise up. Hips are nice and square. Torso is open. Again, palms spinning inwards. If you feel like this hip is drawing back, just walk your right foot out ever so slightly, and that just naturally allows for your hips to square. Try not to allow the arch of the back foot to collapse. As you exhale, release the hands behind the back, clasping the hands. Open through the chest. Exhaling, shoulders to the inside of the knee, humble warrior. Still that bend in the front knee. And just with every exhale, take the head further towards the mat. Take the arms further overhead. Keeping those fingers interlaced. One more exhale, head comes closer towards the mat. Now release the hands spinning, the hands so they're facing towards each other. Pick up that back heel. And as you inhale, lift the torso slightly, coming into vulture. Crown of the head reaches towards the front of the room. Pick up the front heel if you can. Trying to breathe still, trying to balance. As you inhale, high lunge, still keeping that front heel off the mat. Back leg nice and strong. Lower the front heel down towards the mat. Take the hands to shoulder height in front of, take the palms together in front of the chest. Now balance into this right foot. We're going to lift the left leg all the way off the mat. So the thigh is now parallel with the mat. And just taking a couple of breaths, connecting here. Trying to find this balance, stability through the body. Now extend the left leg back. Take the torso so it's parallel with the mat as we come in to Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Either pointing the back foot or flexing it, just making sure it has an ending there. Bend into the knee. Straighten the leg. Keep bending into the right knee. And then inhale to straighten. One more time, exhaling. And inhale. Exhaling, releasing the hands down onto the mat, extending the left foot all the way up. Now as you exhale, knee comes to the outside of the right ankle, bending down into the right knee. Inhale, lift the foot up. Exhale, knee to the outside of the ankle. Inhaling. And exhale. Strong legs, one more time, inhale. And exhale. This time inhaling, reaching the foot up. And then release the foot down onto the mat. Taking a moment in this forward fold. And then sit back into plank. So again, we're firming our core in plank. Keeping the shoulders above the wrists. Drawing heels away, pulling up into the thighs. Rolling over onto the outside of the right foot, the inside of the left foot. Take the left hand up towards the ceiling. You've got your modified option to come down onto that knee if you want to. Strengthening through the core. Now placing the left foot forward. And as you exhale, release the hips down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Inhaling. And exhale. Inhaling. 2 more here, so exhaling, hips down. Inhale to come up. 1 more exhaling. And inhale. Hand releases down onto the mat. Make your way back into that strong plank. Now you're coming onto the outside of the left foot, the inside of the right foot. Pressing into the left hand, right hand comes up. And just taking a moment to find your focus, find your strength. Dropping down onto the right knee, left knee if you want to, or placing the right foot out in front. And then exhaling, lowering the hips. Inhale, drawing up. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale 3 more times. Inhale, pressing into the left hand. Exhaling. And inhale. 1 more time here, exhaling, lowering down. Inhale, rise up, right hand onto the mat. Coming back into your plank. And then as you exhale, come down and come into downward facing dog, and just taking a moment to stretch off here. Pressing into the hands. Shoulder blades sliding down the back. Sinking your heels down. Making sure you're distributing the weight evenly between the hands and feet. Drop down onto the forearms now and come into dolphin. Pressing so much into the forearms that you're really opening that space in the armpits. So it's almost like a downward dog, but with forearms on the mat. Still sinking the heels down. Then press into each hand, coming back into downward dog, lifting the gaze, bending the knees, then either jumping or stepping to seated position on the mat. Taking the feet out in front. And then placing the hands to the backs of the thighs. Growing nice and tall and hinging back. So just finishing off with a little bit of core work, then we'll stretch off the glutes. So lift the feet off the mat. Coming into that Navasana. Making sure you're reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Then try and release the hands. As you exhale, you're going to lower back, coming into almost like a low boat. And then inhale, knees come in towards the chest. Exhaling. And inhale. Exhaling, lowering. Inhale, drawing to the center. 2 more times, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lowering as much as you can without touching the mat, holding it here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw the knees in towards the chest, hands to the backs of the thighs, and just release those feet. So I'll just turn around so that you can see me here. So we're going to just take the hands behind, making sure the fingertips are facing away. Place the feet just a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Allow the knees to come over to one side. And then over to the other. Over to the other side. And then over to the right. Come back to the center. Now we're going to place the left ankle on top of the right thigh.
Making sure you're flexing this foot. And just even walking your hands closer towards the chest to lift through that chest. And further opening through the hip. Might even be able to take your right heel closer towards the buttock. Just allowing for yourself to stretch off into the glutes. Sending your breath to the part of the body that we're trying to open. Keeping their left foot flexed. And as you exhale, release that foot down onto the mat. Just creating that space first and then taking the right ankle, to the top of the left thigh. And just taking a moment here, creating openness through the chest, finding your space for the breath. Trying to make sure the right shin is parallel with the mat. And then trying to drop the left heel closer in towards the buttock if you can. Still finding that openness in the chest, that breadth in the collarbone. Flexing it through the left foot, right foot. One more breath in. And then as you breathe out, release the foot down onto the mat. Just place those knees a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And again, just drop the knees over to the left. And then to the right. Find your center. And cross the feet. So just placing your hands on top of the thighs. And closing your eyes. Find something a bit more chilled in your music here. So making sure we're sitting up nice and tall. And just finishing this practice by coming to some stillness. Feeling your sit bones connecting to the air. Feel the feet connecting to the air. And just acknowledge how you're feeling. Your legs might feel a little bit shaky, but they should feel strong. And that should make you feel strong mentally. Giving yourself that gratitude. Taking you through this class. Just acknowledging the work you put in. And not only physically, you'll benefit. But mentally, your mind might feel a little bit clearer. As you've connected to your breath, you've flowed with your breath. Feeling that calmness and the stillness. Just lift the arms overhead. And allow the palms to come together. Take the thumbs to the crown of the head. Between the eyebrows to the third eye. To the heart center. And gently just bow your head. Om Shanti. And thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed the class and stay tuned for more to come.